Final thoughts on Sunday's game?
Another disappointing one, isn't it? Because we was and should have, could have won the game. Defensively, we were very strong for large parts of the game. A couple of individuals just flying out and defending as individuals instead as a group cost us a couple of tries. But as I say, we were dominant, we were strong, and we've got to take that forward into the next few games. The concern and some of the things that we've looked at on video, on DVD, and reviewed is what we're doing with the ball in his hands, and we looked pretty clueless last week, and we didn't look fluent, and the continuity of play after play after play, we just didn't look quite there, which was a concern. We've looked at it, we've identified the area, we've worked hard on it in training this week, and we aim to put it right. But it's like anything, when you're in a bit of a rut and your confidence is low and you haven't got a smile on your face, the worst comes out of you. And I thought that's what happened last week again. As I said, we've got to put it right this weekend. We've got a fine opportunity to do that. No pressure now. That we know what his fate is in the Northern World Cup. We're looking forward to the Challenge Cup, the start of the Challenge Cup, and that brings back lots of great memories for us, doesn't it? And last year was something special when we challenged the Super League champions at Bramall Lane and pushed them close for large parts. So, we're looking forward to playing Leeds Met this Saturday. Sunday, sorry.
How disappointing is it to be knocked out of Northern Rail so early?
Well, it is, because at the end of the day, we talked about improving on what we did last year, but, there's factors. We haven't got a settled squad yet. There's still people in and out. There's injuries, and we haven't got that consistency, which has come through the continuity. So it's a little bit frustrating, but we are where we are. The pleasing thing, the positives, is that people like, again, Eddie Batty stood up, and Corey Hansen looked a lot better. Jamie Cole's looking more accomplished as a fullback. So there's always positives come out of the negatives.
And any team news for this Sunday?
We're hoping that Alex Solskjaer will be back fit and ready to go. The disappointing thing, Kyle Wood and Jamie Cording won't be able to play because obviously it's cup time, so they're not going to be available. Some great news that's just landed on the hot news on the hot desk is that Quentin has been granted his visa, waiting for it to land on his doorstep through the post, and we'll hopefully be flying in next week, so that's great news. Still waiting on Missy. We're still in conversations with quite a number of players to bring some new, some fresh blood into the club as well. So this weekend it's going to be very similar, but we've just got to raise above the levels that we've set ourselves and set high standards from now on in.
And how do you look at this game on Sunday?
Well, it's going to be an interesting one. Leeds Met the best university team, and year after year they always get to this round, don't they? And having watched them on TV last week, they've got some quality players. The interesting one would be, will Ben Tyers play against his hometown club of Sheffield Eagles? Remember, Andy, his dad, started with Sheffield Eagles lots and lots of years ago. Now a director of the club. Will Benji play against Sheffield Eagles this weekend? It'd be nice to see, and we just need to make sure that we're very respectful, disciplined, stick to the game plan, and try and tire them out and use hopefully our strength and power to get over top of them. But you've got to understand it, and people don't understand this. On a Monday morning, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, every day of the week, Leeds Mets are training. They're like full-time professional rugby league players, which is great. It gives them. That's why they are successful in what they do. So they've got probably more training a week than what Sheffield Eagles get. So it's one of them. We've got to be honest metal, and we need to start performing because the league season starts next weekend against Widnes.